Hey superstar, it's Gavin Speaks. Things are shifting on the planet right now. People's minds are opening up. More and more people, I'm finding that people are following their passion. They're not listening to the system. They're going in the opposite direction of the system. They're realizing that actually I don't want to function in this 9-to-5 job anymore. I want to follow my purpose work. I want to figure out what my purpose work is. A lot of you know that you want to help people or help people in some sort of shape, way or form, but you're not quite sure which direction you want to go in. But more and more people on the planet are waking up to the idea that the system or the matrix is not working for them. People are operating more and more from the 5D rather than operating from the 3D. So they're operating from the 5D but living and experiencing the 3D and working on bringing the 5D to the 3D and totally shifting timelines, totally shifting your reality. And people that apply for my free energy reading and manifestation diagnosis session, which you can actually get in the description, I'm seeing that the applicants, the people that want to work with us, that they're following their purpose work. They want to get more clients, they want to serve more people, they want to create more financial freedom. And so there's a big paradigm shift happening on the planet right now. We're becoming more and more aware how the governments are not supporting us in the way that we think they were supporting us. We're waking up to the idea that actually I want to govern myself and become a sovereign being. In fact, there's a people on the planet right now that want to live remotely, that want to, not be a part of the concrete jungle anymore. There's people who want to travel to other countries. And so I'm going to be talking about following your passion and figuring out how to create more, getting more attuned with your dream lifestyle. Okay, and the first thing I want to talk about is having financial freedom. And so in order to create financial freedom, actually, the true meaning of financial freedom is when you're making enough passive income to replace your monthly expenses. A lot of people think financial freedom means making a ton of money. It doesn't mean making a ton of money. If your monthly expenses, your bills, your mortgage, your rent, or whatever, your food is $1,500 a month, and you're making that money in passive income, meaning you don't have to work for the money, right? Now you are financially free because you don't have to work to pay your bills, all right? It's coming in automatically, passive income. And so I remember years ago when I made my first ever sale online, it was actually from a YouTube video. And it was a video that I put up. I got it like ranked, you know when you go to Google sometimes and you type in a keyword and then there's a video that pops up on Google. Well, my video was on the first page of Google, and that one video was paying me every month for like 3 years. Passive income, $200 a month, $200 a month, $200 a month, right? Every month for 3 years. Okay, and I believe it's something like $7,200. So I got paid $7,200 for doing work that probably took 1 or 2 hours to do. Making a video, putting it up, all that stuff, probably took around 2 hours for me to do. And that one video brought in $7,200. Now imagine that, making passive income like that, where you do work once, but you're paid over and over and over again. And more people on the planet are realizing that actually, I don't need to trade my time for money. Time is money. And what we got to realize is actually getting paid $20 an hour, you're never going to get that time back. And your life or your time is worth way more than $20, right? And so more people are realizing this. And actually, it's actually hurting a lot of people because it's making them depressed, realizing that actually my time is worth way more than this. You're sucking all my time so that I get to pay bills, and now you're forcing me to get vaccines. And so if you're feeling that way, understand that you can break free of the system so as long as you think outside of the box. I done a live call with my mastermind group, my tribe, last week, and we was talking about different ways to make money literally within the next 72 hours. And I showed them multitudes of ways of making money very, very quickly, and they were like gobsmacked on how easy it was. and they didn't need to have any expertise at all for most of the things that I was sharing with them. And so one of the strategies that I was teaching people is you can become the middleman. You can find someone who designs websites, for example. They make websites and graphics and all of this stuff. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find people that want websites done, right? You're going to find people who want websites done. And what you're going to do is you're going to charge more upfront to the buyer, the person who wants the website. And then you're going to go to the website designer and say, hey, I want this website. You're going to pay the designer, but you're going to keep a difference, right? You're going to keep a difference between what the customer paid you and what you're giving to the designer, and you keep the profit that's in between, okay? And so obviously if let's say the website designer cost $100 to buy the website, right? And the customer paid $200, right? So you pay the website designer $100 and you get to keep $100. Okay, you become the middleman. That's called arbitrage. Okay, and I used to do this back in the day when I first started business and stuff like this, and generate income. And this alone can, you can make money literally as soon as today. All you got to do is advertise on Gumtree, on Craigslist and websites like this, where you get to advertise that I'm doing websites designs, and then also find a website designer, and boom. And you can do this for a lot of different things, not just website design. And so I was sharing with them things like this on how to generate income very quickly. It's not just, stocks and trades and property and all of these complicated things. There's very simple things that you could do to begin making money immediately. Like within the next 7 days, the next 72 hours, if you start thinking outside the box. And so financial freedom is very important to create right now, creating multiple streams of income and not relying on one stream of income. You want to be tucking money away. You want to create a security bank account, meaning like a safety bank account, a savings account where you put some emergency money, right? In case your tire, on your car breaks down and then you have to spend your existing money. You don't want to do that. You want to have money set aside for dental bills, all that stuff. You want to have money set aside for that. But then also you want to have 6 months to 12 months. I would even go to say 2 years worth of your monthly expenses saved up in your bank account as a security in case we have another lockdown, right? In case something goes wrong, right? And you can't work again. Okay, you don't want to be in that situation. So as you're creating these multiple streams of income, as you're generating income, you want to be putting money aside, right? You don't want to just be investing it. Okay, investing it should be like the third thing you should go for. You should have a security, you should have an emergency account, right? And filling that up with a bunch of money. And then you should think and consider about investing. And this is not only me that says this, is coming from like financial experts, things that I've learned over the years from people like T. Harv Eker, Dave Ramsey, Tony Robbins. They all talk about the same thing. And a lot of people don't do this on the planet right now. A lot of us are financially illiterate. And it's very important to become more financial literate and managing your money in a way that allows you to grow and keeps you secure at the same time. The next paradigm shift that's happening on the planet right now is people are wanting location freedom. What does that mean? So first we spoke about financial freedom. Now we're talking about location freedom. Location freedom is having the ability to pick up and leave whenever you want, and you're still getting paid, or you're still able to work. So the internet is still in its infancy. The internet is still growing, and we can start seeing, like, we're having things like the metaverse, which is something that I don't necessarily believe in or want to be a part of or want to be associated with. But the metaverse, right, is something that's being created, and we can see how far the internet is going, right? It's a virtual reality on the internet, and it's only going to get more and more advanced over time. Does it make sense? And so the internet is still very young, and a lot of people are realizing now, actually, I can make money on the internet and make a lot of money doing that. I can work from home, wake up in the morning, I don't have to commute to work, right? It's crazy how much money you save. I remember when I was working a 9-to-5 job, and I used to have to commute to work 45 minutes to an hour a day, to work, right? So let's just say that's 1 hour there, 1 hour back. Now I'm losing 2 hours, okay, in my 24-hour day just commuting back and forth from work. And I know some people, it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's like 4 hours a day that you're actually traveling to and from work. So make sure you use that time wisely. Make sure you're listening to audiobooks. Make sure you're learning and growing and expanding and becoming a greater version of yourself as you're traveling to and from work if it's a long commute. And so that alone costs petrol. That alone costs your train ticket or your bus ticket and all that. That costs money. Imagine waking up in the morning, walking to your laptop, opening it up and seeing PayPal notifications coming in from all the sales that you're making from your online business. Isn't that a better approach, right? You're saving money. Plus, when you are going to work, sometimes you eat out, you buy coffee on the way, all this money is being spent and you don't even realize how much money you're spending on this stuff. And so you get to stay home, eat food from home, and all of these things, right? So location freedom is being able to go to anywhere in the world. As you know, there's a lockdown, there's some problems happening on the planet right now. Hopefully things open up and it doesn't get too crazy, but location freedom is having the ability to go anywhere you want, so as long as you're not tied down by a contract, which is something that I'm coming out of right now, renting out a property. All right, and so with location freedom, I can pick up, go to another country, live in another country, because I actually work full time running my business online, doing what I'm passionate about, doing what I love. It took me a long while to get here, but one of the things that I learned to accelerate my results in business, accelerate my results in helping people, generating an income online, having location freedom, was to hire mentors and coaches, because they've been there and done that. And so why not save time by spending money and shortening the learning curve and jumping straight to where I want to be a much quicker time? And so I've done that over and over and over again in my career. And every time I do it, I speed up my results. I speed up the amount of income, people that I help, because I'm investing in someone who's been there and done it rather than trying to figure it out for myself. And I can tell you from personal experience, just figuring stuff out for yourself takes a lot longer, especially when you're doing something that's quite complicated. For example, YouTube alone is very complicated. It's that whole algorithm. You gotta have good thumbnails. You gotta, release a video at a certain time so people are on YouTube are watching it. You want to keep people watching your video and things like this. And so there's things that you need to learn in order to grow your channel. And so that happens over time. And so even recently, I hired someone to review my YouTube channel who has 1 million followers on YouTube, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He reviewed my channel, and that's why you can see, if you go to my channel, you can see that my thumbnails have changed. That's because he said, hey man, you can improve your thumbnails, you can make them better. And you can see, if you look at the views, right, you can see that it was like 500, 400, 300, 400. And then the recent videos with the newer thumbnails is 600, 700, 800, right? It's gone up because I've changed my thumbnails. So it's things like this where you don't really have the insights, you're not realizing what's wrong or what you could be doing better, but you have a third person, someone outside, come in and say, hey, like, you can do this, you could do that, you could do this, and that can speed up your results. So the question you want to be asking yourself is, how can I, right? The paradigm shift is, how can I create something where I don't need to commute to work, I don't need to be under a boss, I can actually work from home. And a lot of you are actually working from home right now because of the corona, right? And so imagine being able to do this with your own thing, right? I'm sure a lot of you are a lot happier working from home rather than actually going into work, right? Comment that below if you prefer going into work or you prefer staying at home and working. And so, like I said, the question is, how can I create more location freedom where I can just work from wherever I want and be able to enjoy this world whilst I'm here, right? The next paradigm shift that's happening on the planet right now for a lot of people in the spiritual community is they also want time freedom. So we've got financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom, right? Time freedom is where, again, you don't have to work for money. You don't have to exchange your time for money, right? Your time you will never get back. So it's not worth 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 50 bucks an hour. It's actually worth infinity. Okay, so how can I create something where the abundance is showing up for me whether I work or not? How can I create something that I don't have to get paid for my time, I get paid for my specialized knowledge? In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill speaks about having specialized knowledge, becoming really good at 1, 2, or maybe 3 things. If you become really good at 1 or 2 or 3 things, you then become an expert or a genius, right, at this thing, right? And once you reach that level, so as long as you know how to market yourself or show people that you have this special gift, right? When you can show people, hey, I got this special gift, now you're going to attract paying clients. Now you're going to attract people buying your product. But you have to be able to demonstrate your skill sets to the community. And it's kind of funny. I actually do this indirectly through my videos. I share with people what I can do. I give them a little sample of what I can do, right? Through my YouTube channel, through sharing my content, through providing my experience and lessons and stories. And I'm sure some of you will feel the shift. You'll feel better after watching my videos. You have a better idea of where to go and all of this stuff. And so I'm showing you what I could potentially do for you. And maybe down the line, you might invest into one of my products or services and get even better results. Does that make sense? And so when it comes to creating time freedom, it's actually about creating specialized knowledge where people are no longer paying you for your time. People are paying you for your expertise. People are paying you for your amazing product. People are paying you for your amazing service because it's that good. It just stands out from everything else. It's a blue ocean, meaning this is something that I don't feel like I can get from anywhere else, right? This is something that's rare. This is something that I'll probably never find again. I want to take advantage of this opportunity, all right? And so as you begin to grow as a healer, a makeup artist, or a hairdresser, or whatever it is that you do or want to do, the better you become at it, right, the more money you can make. Some people think when it comes to making more money, I need to be more educated. When it comes to making more money, I need to learn more. That's not actually necessarily true, right? Learning more actually distracts the ego. It actually causes us to become less intelligent, in my opinion, right? It's almost like that ignorance is bliss kind of thing, right? The less you know, the more action you're going to take. Because the ego becomes overwhelmed with all of these different things, and you become a jack of all trades and a major in none. Meaning you don't really make as much progress as you could if you really dialed in on specific things that lead you to the goal or the outcome that you want for yourself. And so many of us on the planet have all of these ideas, and especially if you're someone who's creative, you have all of these ideas and things that you want to do. And what I would say to that is you want to find a way to encapsulate all of those things into one thing. All right? So for example, if you like playing the piano and you like drawing art and you like to speak about spirituality, why not make a podcast with a piano and do videos about painting? It's just like one social media platform like YouTube. It could be YouTube, right? You're making videos, you're doing painting, and you're putting your piano music in the background. You want to find a way to merge your creative abilities into one thing and channel it into helping people, serving people, helping the planet, or whatever it is that you want to do. Creatives, if you're a creative and you're a spiritual being and you don't know what you want to do at all, you don't know how I'm going to create that time freedom for myself, all you got to do is connecting with your higher self, right? If you don't know what you want to do in life, chances are you're not connecting in with yourself and you're not connecting with the Most High enough. And you need to connect in with it more. The more you connect in with the higher self and the more you connect into truth, the more you connect into unconditional love, I can guarantee you will find your purpose, right? A lot of us are just out of tune on the planet. We're out of tune. We're tuned into the ego more than we're tuned into the Most High. And so it's going back to yourself and understanding there's a whole world within you, right? Intuition. Take tuition within and study thyself rather than going to university. Understand that there's a university within and study yourself and study the Most High. And what does the Most High want for you? What did you come here for? What is your mission? And tuning into that every day. And I can guarantee for doing that over time, you will figure out what your purpose is here, what your mission is here, what you're here to do, what you're passionate about. And opening yourself up to the law of attraction in a whole new way, law of attraction 2.0. When you're following your purpose and you're following your life's work, the law of attraction works in magical ways. It works way better than following something that's ego-centric or ego-based. The fourth thing that I'm realizing, the fourth paradigm shift that people are awakening to on the planet right now is actually having personal freedom. Time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, personal freedom. What is personal freedom? Personal freedom is freedom from what we call yourself or myself or I or me, right? The identity, the ego. When you can become free from the ego or edging God out, right? And you start edging God in, right? And you realize that actually your thoughts and emotions and even your body is not you, right? Now you're going to have a new perspective on reality and you start seeing life through the eyes of Source, right? You start speaking through the Most High. You start talking and experiencing life from truth. Okay, and so personal freedom is having freedom within. Personal freedom is being free of your ego. Personal freedom is having that inner peace. Personal freedom is having equanimity. Equanimity is when it could be chaos on the outside, but you got peace on the inside. It doesn't matter what's going on the external world. You have peace within because you're so tapped into Source. You're so tapped into the Most High. And so you're not afraid of what's going on in the external world. This is what they want to take away from us. More and more through social media, through the news, through this is going to happen on the planet. This person, this happened in this country. This war is over here. This, conspiracy theories over here. All these negative news, distraction, putting you in fight or flight, putting you in the fear zone, right? Keeping you attached. Fear creates attention. What bleeds leads, right? If something bleeds, it leads you. The subconscious mind is always looking out for danger. And so what they do is they use fear to grab your attention. And as they have your attention, they can distract you and take you away from yourself, right? And not realizing that that is the opposite of love, right? Fear is the opposite of love, right? And so why isn't the news promoting love? Right? Why isn't the news promoting love? We have to disengage from the programming. Why did they call it television program? Because they're programming you, right? And start programming ourselves. And going inward, and realizing that actually I want to feel more love. Actually, I want to be more connected to the Most High. Because the more you go to the kingdom of heaven, which is within, right? The more you go into your heart, the more you create equanimity, the more you create that inner stillness. And now I'm continually doing work on it. I have a lot of equanimity, but what I've realized throughout my journey is that there's always another level. There's always another level. There's always another level. And I'll continue to grow and expand and get closer to Source, get closer to the Most High as time goes goes on. And so a lot of people on the planet right now are looking for that personal freedom within, being at peace with themselves, realizing that their thoughts are not theirs, and it doesn't matter if the ego is saying I'm fat right now, or the ego is saying I don't like myself right now, or the ego is saying I wish that person could be this way or that way. Not asking for people to change around you, and realizing only the ego construct wants people to change. Only the ego construct wants control. Only the ego construct wants power. Only the ego construct wants more money, right? And the more that we disconnect or disengage from the ego, the more and more we connect back with love, because we're no longer edging God out ego, right? We're no longer edging God out, and we're going inward and stepping back into our true power, which is love. Now, if you're new here, you probably don't know, but I offer a free energy reading where I determine what vibrational frequency you resonate at on the vibrational chart right here. The higher you resonate on this chart, the easier it is to manifest and create the life that you want. The lower you resonate on the chart, the more challenging it is to manifest what you want into your life. It doesn't matter how positive you think or how negative you think or anything like that. This is beyond the traditional law of attraction teachings, and we're working with your core vibration. Your core vibration, or your default vibration, is the key to law of attraction working way better. Okay, so there's a free energy reading and a manifestation diagnosis session. The link's in the description. We can go ahead and get that. All right, check out this video over here, my previous video. Check out my 3-part series over here on how to raise your vibration correctly. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.